Hi, everybody. Okay, fourth time's a charm, I promise. I hope. I promise to myself. You guys won't see the first 3 times. I'm Kayla, and this is going to be my first Flosstube video. There will be some knitting in there at the end. Yeah, I was just like really nervous and awkward the first couple of times, and then the last time I was going well, but my son just ran in the house and started yelling, so I kind of had to scrap that one and restart. They're outside playing. It's beautiful out. So anyway, okay, we're fingers crossed. Okay, so hi, I'm Kayla. Like I said, this is gonna be my first Flosstube, and I'm a little bit nervous and awkward, sorry. Actually, I don't know, over 18 months ago now, I made a knitting video, like a knitting podcast, which was really received well and I enjoyed it. But then that was pre-COVID, and I guess a month or a month and a half after that, COVID hit and everything changed for everybody. So I was just very overwhelmed, and then the kids were home all the time with school and everything else. As we all know, we're all living in the same world. So I never made a new video. For a while I wasn't knitting, and then I started again, but then I felt awkward. And then around my birthday last year, which is September 21st, last year, I started cross stitching. I had bought myself a little mill hill kit, and I had been watching Flosstube for like a month or two before that and just really getting into it. So it's all been great since then. I was gonna say it's all downhill, but I don't think it's downhill except for maybe what's gone downhill, my willingness to not buy charts. I've been buying a lot of charts. Well, okay. So anyway, let me collect myself here. So I've just been cross stitching for a little over a year. I just had my birthday not this past week, the week before that, September 21st. So yeah, I've got a lot of haul today to share with you. I'm just gonna show you finishes from like the last 3 weeks, since I've been milling over in my head about doing a Flosstube for all that time. And, you know, I'll go over my whips. I'll do my whip parade, which is going to be abysmal compared to some other people's epic whip parades. I only have 4 whips. I'm trying to keep it low, although frankly, I don't know how long that's going to last because I've been fighting the urge like hardcore to start so many things. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll try not to be too awkward, but no promises. Okay. Yeah, let's just get started. So I'm going to show you my previous finishes from the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't really know exactly. My first one is Tomato Dame by Plum Street Samplers. This is actually one of the first charts I ever bought. I bought this chart before I bought the Mill Hill kit for me to do. When I saw it, I just loved it immediately. I was like obsessed with it. So yeah, and I bought the fabric right away before I knew like what I was looking for even. I was just looking for something blue. This isn't quite as blue as on the cover photo. It shows a little bit darker blue. Not dark blue, but darker than what I'm about to show you. This is like more of an icy blue, and I have the pattern behind it. I don't know if that's gonna make a problem. Okay, that's a little better. This is a 36 count Zweigart linen. I don't remember what it's called. Sorry. But I bought it from Hollis Hand Creates on Etsy. I want to say it's like ice blue or something. I'm sure that's not correct though. I'm sorry. But here's my finish. I did use all the called for flosses. And this was my first time doing any over 1. So the sign is over 1 and all the little crow's faces are over 1. I did full crosses around the sign, and the 10 cents is full crosses in over 1, but the filling in of the sign, I just did 10 stitch. I figured that was good enough. And it's nice and tight. I don't know if it's gonna focus enough for you to see that. All right, well, I tried, so sorry. But anyway, I finally finished it. I have to decide like how I want to fully finish it. For a while, I was just thinking, oh, maybe I'll do a flat fold, which I've never done before, but I'm sure I could figure out, or a pillow, which I have done before. But I was also kind of thinking one of those little bags, backed and lined with like the ticking fabric. I have a blue and like creamy white one that I think would look really cute. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish that yet. So that's why it's just in this format still. My next recent finish is, this was a freebie by the Little Stitcher. Yes, the Little Stitcher, who is Laura Ramola. I'm going to just flash the chart real quick because it is free. But I think I learned about this freebie. I want to say it was from Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, on Flosstube. She's always sharing really great freebies, although I'm not positive, so sorry. But here she is. I just used one strand of DMC 310 black. And this was a scrap of, I want to say it was 36 count platinum, but I did dip it into a bath of tea, so it would be a little bit darker. I would actually like it if it was a little more grungy, but it's fine. I want to frame her, or I did buy a little shadow box, but I'm afraid she might be just a little too big for that. So I might just end up framing her and putting her up around Halloween, which is like now. So I should really figure out what I'm going to do. Anyway, and then my second most recent finish, I finished this like the day of my birthday, I think. Yes, I finished this on my birthday. This is another Mill Hill kit. I believe it's called Snowy Owl. So I used all the kit floss, obviously. This is backed with the sticky, it's not felt, it's like a velvety, I mean, it's cheapy velvet. It's not really nice velvet, but it's a sticky backed velvet, who I'm going to mention her again. Mama Loves You GB, Michelle here on Flosstube. She said that she backs her ornaments with that as opposed to felt. And I was like, oh, what a great idea. So I eventually got a little 10-pack from online. I think it was Amazon. I'm sure you could get it on Etsy too. And that's what I did. This kit comes with a little magnet, and I guess it's supposed to be like a fridge magnet, but I wanted it to be an ornament. So I just used leftover beads from the kit. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm showing you well. And I strung them onto a few strands of floss and secured it on the back before I backed the thing. So I love it. It reminds me of Hedwig from Harry Potter, which I've always loved Harry Potter ever since I was a kid. So there's that, and that's gonna hang up my Christmas tree this year. Oh, sorry, my dog is barking. Sorry about that. I told him to go lay elsewhere because he likes to lay in the front door, but then he barks at everyone walking or driving by because he's like, I'm protecting the house. But he's not. So anyway, my most recent finish, I just finished this the other day. I actually got this pattern for my birthday for my husband. I specifically requested it. I decided I want to make my kids ornaments every year so that, you know, when they have their own homes and their own Christmas trees, that they'll have a bunch of ornaments from me. So anyway, I saw this pattern on Etsy. This is called, it's called Christmas Pugs. I hope I showed you well. Here we go. You can see, yes. Christmas Pugs by Katerina Besperstova. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. But I just absolutely love them. I think they're hilarious. I love that they're so chubby and just have their own little sassy personalities. So I really ultimately want to stitch all of these. But so far I've finished this one. This is for my middle boy, Liam, who's 9. He said this one was his favorite. And I'm working currently, one of my whips is this lovely guy who is for my daughter, Amy. This one's my favorite though. The guy sneaking the cookie, that's like so me. So anyway, and then this one I'm going to do for my oldest, my stepson. because he will get the reference. He knows Christmas Story. Anyway, so here's my first finish. I just finished him the other day, like I said, and I used everything called for. It was all DMC. I actually don't think there's any mistakes in it, which is shocking because usually I have at least some and then I fudge it. But yeah, I love him. The back stitching really makes these patterns pop. Usually I don't like gravitate towards patterns that require a lot of back stitching. Not that I don't mind back stitching. I just tend to like the look maybe more primitive or whatever. And this is completely, you know, not what I typically go for, but they're just so funny and cute. I love them. Oh, and this is on 32 count natural Zweigart linen, which I got from Hobby Lobby. It's just a scrap. So yeah, I love him. So that's all my recent finishes. And now I'm going to move on to my very small, very not that exciting WIP parade. Starting with my current WIP from that same pattern. This is also the same fabric, 32 count, I guess natural or raw linen from Hobby Lobby, called for flosses. I actually do have a mistake somewhere over here. I was trucking along, putting in all these orange outer things, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, finish those colors. And then I realized I'm off by one over here. I don't know how I did it, but whatever. So I pulled out a little bit up here because I knew it was going to be in the way of the dog. And I decided last night that I was going to start stitching the fill in here of the pug himself or herself, I'm not sure, and see where it fits. And then if it all fits, I'll just fudge over here instead of pulling it out, because I really don't like pulling stitches out if I don't have to. And what it might be like one stitch bigger than it was supposed to be. I don't really mind. So again, that's here we go. Sorry. That's this one right here. My daughter said that was one of her favorites. So yeah, that's my first WIP. Let me get myself, oh, here's my super great project bag. I just used a plastic, you know, spare bag from a pattern or that held linen. Here's all my floss. Yes, I bobbinate my floss, which I know isn't probably the most fashionable way, but so far I like it. I know floss drops can look really pretty, but I actually don't like, okay, let me just get on a little tangent here for a second. You know how you can use a floss drop, right? And, or one of the tags for the over dyed flosses, and you can take your needle and pick one strand out and pull it. Well, I love how efficient that is, but I don't love how tangly it makes the other floss. So that was really the only reason I would want to do that. For now, I might change. So anyway, yeah, for now I bobbinate my floss. It takes a while. And here's the extra scrap fabric in here. I'm just going to use probably all of it to stitch all of them ultimately. Sorry for the crinkling. All right, let me show you my other WIPs. I've got 3 more. I'm trying to just reach. I've got this whole table covered in stuff, so yeah, sorry. All right, this is my other WIP. This is Angelic Vision by Teresa Kogut. I'm sorry for the glare. I think it's not too bad. I hope you can see it. When I saw this pattern, I was like, first of all, I'm not, besides the fact that I just showed you a full coverage ornament, kind of, I mean, it's tiny, but like this is mostly full coverage besides these little spaces here. Everything else is full coverage. And, you know, I'm not one that gravitates towards like Hades or any of the other, I mean, they're beautiful. I just feel overwhelmed by them. So anyway, but I saw her and I was like, oh, she's so beautiful. I just love her. And I love all the different shades of the floss that you'll see. It just, oh, it's so pretty. So anyway, I'm not very far, but here I am. You can, I mean, at least see she's starting to appear a little bit, right? See if I'm holding her straight. I'm trying to do it, but I can't see past what I'm holding up. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. It's been very slow going because I have not been super diligent about like, okay, why can't I get my thoughts out? I apologize. I'll work on her really diligently for a few days, and then I'll leave her out intending to keep doing it. Like, she's just sitting on the side table by my couch, which I'm sure everyone in my house just loves, bless their hearts. But anyway, you know, I always intend to go back to her, but then she'll sit for like a week or two, and then I'll do like a thread or two. So it's been very slow going. I'm expecting that to take a while. But here's all the flosses. I just love all the different shades. It's all DMC. It's all the called for. And yeah. Oh, here's another one. That's the color I'm currently working on. Oh, she's also on the 32 count natural linen Zweigart that I got from Hobby Lobby. That's why I have all the scraps, is because I bought it for her. And I only have one needle minder because I stitch in hand, but I have this on my little magnetic board. That's how I'm keeping track. And I have a working copy, and I'm like crossing off the stitches as I do them. I don't want to like flash a chart, but like, see, the red is all stuff I've done. So anyway, I just have this sitting here to hold my needle, and I think it's hilarious. It says live, laugh, love, but it's that Skeletor guy. I hope that's focused. Anyway, I love him. I don't really have a need for a lot of needle minders because I stitch in hand, and it just weighs down the fabric awkwardly for me. But I do use it on that magnetic mat. Let me just try and get myself semi-organized. Don't want to put it all in, but just like in the stack would be good. Okay, and my other two whips, one is a pretty recent start, like at the second week of September, and the other one I've had going for a while. I'll show you that one first, I guess, the one I've had going for a while. My mom so kindly bought me this pattern. Let me get it to the cover page. This pattern, Froth and Bubble by Long Dog Samplers. This was my Christmas gift for my mom, and she bought me all the DMC that goes with it. And I love it. It's pretty big, and I'll do the same thing. I'll work really diligently on it for a bit, and then I'll put it away. So, you know, it's going to take me quite a long time, but I'm very excited to have it. I think it's gorgeous. And it's fun because, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to flash the pattern there. So I don't know, I'll show you better in my whip maybe, actually, but it's like you outline it all in black and then you fill it in. So it's like coloring, you know? It's kind of fun. Sorry about the pattern flash. I don't think it was really clear though. Oh yeah, look at my super awesome project bag. It's just another big plastic bag. I have two project bags actually that were gifted to me by my dad and my stepmom. And the one is, they're both quite large, and I don't have a ton of storage space. So I have the one in use, and I just fit all of my whips into it with the exception of the angel one because of the magnetic board. I just fit them all in it and like shove them next to my, in between my couch and the side table where I sit. So yeah, oh, see, I've still got like a needle. Okay, so let me open it up. I've got, I know that there's all these fancy, you know, fabric gathering tools. I don't know what any of them are called, but you know, you can buy them on Amazon or elsewhere. I fold the fabric and then I crumple up what I need to, but if I need it to stay folded, I use these plain metal hair clips that I had like a big pack of for whatever reason. So that's what I use. Let me unfold this for you. So this, I have the whole top band done and the top line of words. But as you can see, it's like you do the outline and then you just fill it in with the colors. And I just think it is so cool and so beautiful. And then I have a lot of the outline done. Well, some of the outline anyway. For the next band, this whole outline is done for the next band of words. And then I have it set up so I can go across and down for the next big block of pictures, motifs, band. That's the next thing of words. And then there's a whole other big thing for another thing of motifs and last thing of wording. So, oh, and another motif after that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 total motif bands and 1, 2, 3, 4 word lines. So I've got a long way to go, but I do love it. It's just, you know, get distracted. I'm very distracted all the time. So my last whip in my little tiny whip parade is Grace Bridges Sampler by Stacy Nash Primitives. I love this sampler. I love these funny, weird birds so much. I love the yellow house, but I think these birds are my absolute favorite thing about this sampler. I just love it. I started, oh wait, hold on. Let me tell you what I'm stitching it on because I think I keep forgetting that. The Froth and Bubble Long Dog Sampler thing is just on a white 32 count from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so this is 36 count antique ivory, which I bought from Kitten Stitcher. This is her little card, which I did keep in the bag, so I would remember what it's called. I'm using the DMC. Am I? Okay. DMC, I think. Yeah, it is. That's actually all called for DMC. I didn't know. Oftentimes I'll change, you know, if there's a DMC conversion or a fancier one, I'll go with the DMC conversion, but this one is just all DMC. So I'm using the DMC 36 count antique ivory. Here's my little active threads. And I just started, I've got a very small start. This is only like 2 days, 2 sessions worth of stitching, and it's just this top border part. I figured I'd eat my vegetables first and do the border, but that's causing me not to want to work on it so much because I have to do the border and all the letters, which is not my favorite. My goal is to do all this and then do all these letters. And then I get to all the fun stuff at some point. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just do 1 page worth and then go down. That way I can like get to some fun stuff sooner and then move across. I'm not sure, but I do love it. It's going to be a big girl. And yeah, very exciting stuff. So that's all my whips. Those are my finishes. Oh, let me show you my previous finish, my little first Mill Hill kit. This is the first project I ever did, and it has dog hair all over the back of it. Sorry about that. Okay. This was so hard to me when I first did it. Now I look at it, I'm like, oh, it'd be easy. But you know, when you're first starting and you have to train your eyes to like read a chart, and color changing seems like harder than it really is and all of that. Well, anyway, this took me weeks to do when I first did it, when I started, but I do love it. So this is Bewitching Pumpkin, or Bewitched Pumpkin. I think it's Bewitching Pumpkin. It's a beaded, you know, counter cross stitch kit by Mill Hill. Used everything called for, and again, it's backed with that same sticky backed velvet that Michelle requested, or suggested, excuse me. So yeah, I do love it. It always hangs actually right on that little knob there, around Halloween time. So, okay. I'm going to move into haul now, but I guess I'm going to show you one more finish because it relates to the haul. Give me 1 second. I have to rearrange this table. Okay, I'm back. I have an aggressive amount of haul. I don't usually. I very rarely will buy a bunch of stuff. But, like I said, my birthday just passed, September 21st. My dog is wanting to bark at someone else. Okay, someday I might finish this video, maybe. Okay, so as I was saying, I have an aggressive amount of haul. And that's just how it is. I had my birthday, I got a gift card from my dad and stepmom, and I spent all of it. like right away. And then my husband got me the pug chart, and he got me some other cross stitch stuff. Then we went to Hobby Lobby on my birthday, and I had a gift card to Hobby Lobby, so I was buying a bunch of fabric, and then my husband just was like, no, give it to me. You're not spending your gift card on your birthday. And I was like, I mean, okay, you know, like, I'm not mad. So I have a lot. Please don't judge me. I mean, you can judge me all you want, but it's just how it is. Okay, so the first bit of haul is this chenille braided trim. I'm sorry for the glare, but I don't want to remove the plastic outer part. I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It was half off of $3.99. And it's in the color golden brown. It's Merchant 41 is the brand. I bought this to finally put trim on this little pillow, which looks so wonky. It is wonky. This is one of the first pillows I made. And I just stuffed it with fiberfill because that's what I already had. I didn't do a great job. Even though I've been sewing for years, I always rush. So, you know, things look wonky, but with some trim on it, I mean, you can't even tell when I have it in the little display area. Nobody knows that it doesn't look great except for me as I'm holding it up now. But anyway, this is Sweeping the Garden by Barbara Anna. This was a pattern that I got for Christmas last year from my hubby, and I did it like right away because I loved it. It's backed with Lady Dot Creates velveteen. I think this is like yams or sweet potato or something. Anyway, I bought this trim to finally have a trim to go around it because I thought it would look good. Like it kind of goes with her face color, you know? Anyway, so that's my first bit of haul, and that's how that relates to that previous finish. Now I'm going to show you, I got a bunch of fabric and a bunch of charts, and I'm actually still waiting on two other little things, one other chart and two other little bits of fabric from 123 Stitch, but they ended up getting back ordered after they were shown in stock when I ordered them. So I guess that'll be for next time. You'll see that hopefully. What else did I get from Hobby Lobby? From Hobby Lobby, I did get more Zweigart 32 count natural linen because I just feel like it goes really well with other stuff. I got this 32 Murano cotton modal fabric. I've never stitched on anything except for linen and perforated paper, but I don't know. I thought it was cute because it was like a little check. I figured I'd try it. Okay. Sorry, that's just the nature of pets and children, right? And then also being awkward because you're making a new video that you haven't done in a long time. But anyway, the other thing I got on my birthday from Hobby Lobby is it's the same makeup of fabric, so it's cotton and modal. Again, never stitched on it, but it's called Pink Splash. You see those little pink splashes? I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it was only $5.99. Yeah, I don't know. It was an impulse purchase on my birthday. Now let's get into, I have 3 charts that I had bought as a happy birthday to me present prior to my birthday actually coming. So it was like a few days before my birthday, and I was like, yeah, I want it. It's fine. It's almost my birthday. Yay, self. So on Etsy from Kingsland Needle Arts, I ordered these 3 charts. Quaker Handiwork by Brenda Gervais, or With Thy Needle and Thread, or Brenda Gervais, which is With Thy Needle and Thread. Who is, right? Anyway, sorry for the door slamming. Okay, here we go. So there's that. And then I got Christmas at Winterberry Cabin by Brenda Gervais. I hope the glare is not too bad. It's hard to tell. And then I Collect, also by Brenda Gervais. If you can't tell, I really enjoy Brenda Gervais patterns. I almost said I love Brenda Gervais. And while I might love her if I met her, I don't know her, but I do love her designs. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so my 1-2-3 stitch order from my birthday gift card spending has come, like I said, with the exception of a couple little pieces of fabric and one chart. But I got 32 count charcoal Zweigart. This is intended for one of those hands-on design jar patterns, like the Chalkful, something like, is it Chalkful? Anyway, I actually won a giveaway from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch back when she did her like 1 year thing and did a bunch of bundles of patterns. I won this summer giveaway. It was so exciting. But anyway, in that there was a jar design, a hands-on designs jar design. I want to say it's Chalkful. I should have brought the pattern out. Next time I'll try to remember to show you. But that's intended for that. All that to say, that was a long story, short story long. All right, I got 36 count Confederate Gray by Weeks Dye Works. I've never had this before, but I have a pattern that calls for it, which I want to stitch, so got that. And this is just a 13 by 18 size. This was also 13 by 18. And then the other fabric that I received is 32 count Dirty Zweigart linen. This is an 18 by 27 piece. I'm just trying to build up, have some extra linen so I have it for when I need it. Wow, Kayla, words are hard. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you these charts and then I'm going to go into plans. And I don't even know if I have time for knitting. I feel like I've been talking for like ever. Maybe I'll show the knitting, I don't know. All right, so here's my first thing, Nightshade Bird by Plunge Street Samplers. I love this so much. I love birds, I love tomatoes, I love growing tomatoes, I love eating tomatoes. I like stitching tomatoes, I only did that one time, Tomato Dame. I'm like drooling because okay. But this little tomato on top is, I think it's with shallot, which I have from a previous Lady Duck Creates purchase. It's like it was meant to be. I didn't know about this pattern when I bought this, but they go together. So obviously I need to stitch it, right? And I do have a couple of the flosses in here that it calls for, but not all of them yet. So I'm gonna have to finish getting that kitted up. I also got A Plant of Rapid Growth by Heartstring Samplery. It says Liberty is a plant of rapid growth. That's GW for George Washington, 1788. He said that. I think it says it inside actually, but I think it was for the ratifying of the Constitution. I'm not sure. I have to read that again. But anyway, I love, love, love this. And I also think it's true, the quote. So I got Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna Designs. I love how it looks. I love all the animals. It's going to be big. It's going to be a large undertaking, but I love this chart. So I got that. And then another, oops, I'm dropping stuff. Another quite large undertaking, which I am intimidated by, to say the least. But I had to buy it because I've been obsessed with it ever since I saw it, is Louisa Barney, 1892. This is by Reflets des Soies. I'm so sorry, I don't speak French or read French. And yet here I am with the French sampler because it takes my breath away. I feel like this is a breathtaking sampler. And someday I will stitch this. Someday. Okay. Also for my birthday, my hubby, I mentioned to him that I'm interested in trying to create patterns someday. So because he didn't know what thing I'm getting text messages now. Oh my gosh. Okay, he didn't know what software I was thinking, PC Stitch. So he got me like tracing paper and fabric transfers. He got me cross stitch chart and pattern sketchbook, which just has like different size grid paper, which is going to be great to use like on the fly. He got me transfer pencils. I dropped the other two DMC things, but he got me DMC needles and a little needle holdy kit or tin. Oh, here's the magnet that came with the snowy owl. This is the snowy owl needles anyway. And then, yeah, he was like, oh, you want a PC stitch? Okay, I'll get that. So he spoiled me rotten. I feel very lucky. Every day I feel lucky, not just because he got me presents, but he's wonderful and he spoiled me. So that's all my haul. Like I said, it was aggressive. And I'm going to move on to plans and then maybe a little bit of knitting. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I had to call my husband back and now I had to rearrange the table, and now I'm ready to finally talk about my upcoming plans, which may or may not actually happen because I really want to get the pugs finished before, or at least the 3 that I'm like committed to. I want to get them finished before I really start anything new. But having said that, these are things that I'm really looking forward to doing soon. So there's Nightshade Bird, which I already showed you. I love her, so I kind of want to start hers too. This is a free pattern from Beth Twist Heartstring Samplery from a few years ago. It's called Thankful Every Day. I found it on her blog, and if I remember, I will try to pop a link for it down below in the description box. Excuse me, but that might take a day or two. So it's just printed out on black and white paper because I was out of color ink. Oh no, actually this is from our laser printer. We just bought one. Inexpensive. Anyway, that's a side note, but it's good because, you know, it's cheaper than having to buy ink all the time. So everything's in black and white. Okay, so it's just going to be a little pillow. It says Thankful Every Day. Really, really cute. I do have, I believe, yes, these are some of the flosses that are called for. I'm missing some, and one of the pieces of fabric from 123 Stitch that is back ordered and shipping at another time is hopefully for this. You know how colors show up differently on computers? So it looked like it would work well because the sample is on a like a light orange, which looks so cute. So on my screen, the color looks good, but it's called lemon yellow. So I'm expecting to have a yellow that I can't use, but we'll see. Okay, I keep rambling. I apologize for that. Another thing that I really want to start, and this is what I bought the Confederate Gray for. Can you see that? Stacy Nash Primitives, the Prized Pig Sewing Book and Flower Urn Pin Keep. I'm really interested in doing this sewing book, or yeah, this needle book. I just love it, and that's why I bought Confederate Gray. I don't have any of the called for flosses, but I will probably just sub in a DMC that I already have, or overdyes that I already have that will look similar to this. I don't, for some reason, I'm not feeling like it needs to be exact. So there's that. And then another one that I've been itching to start and is completely kitted is a Dutch Sampler by Kathy Barrick. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. And I'll tell you why, actually. So besides the fact that it's gorgeous, there's that. This came out, I want to say it's spring of last year. It doesn't, it's just charted on the back. I'm sure it'll say it somewhere in here when it came out, but I think I remember it coming out around spring of last year. And okay, let me show you this is the fabric. It's 36 count Havana. I got it from Kitten Stitcher. I have it kitted with all the DMCs except for the Silken Colors because that is a lot of, the Silken Colors. The rest I got DMC, but this is this variegated green in here, which I thought would really make a difference to have that. So I felt like I splurged and I bought all that. Anyway, when that came out, my son and I had just finished reading Wheel on the School by I will mispronounce this name. I'm so sorry. Minder de Jong. Ooh, that's not the right pronunciation. I so apologize. Anyway, so Liam was in 3rd grade last year. And for one of our curriculum, that was part of it, is he had to read that book. So I naturally read the book first so that I would know, you know, everything about the book. Not everything. I knew everything about the book. No. But so I would know, you know, our discussion and everything. I would actually have an understanding of what we were talking about. So I just thought that book was so great. And frankly, if a children's book, if as an adult, you're not getting something out of it, then maybe it's not worth reading. Okay, that's not true. Sometimes it can just be fun to read to whatever, but it's a great book. I have it upstairs still. I should have grabbed it, but in any case. So there's storks on the roof and a stork here. And the book is all about them trying to get a wheel to put on top of their school so that they can bring storks back to their town in Holland. And it's a great book. It's so great. So this came out right after, or a little bit after we had finished reading that book. And I was like, okay, sold. So anyway, that's another one that I'm really itching to start at some point. Whew, this was a journey. I hope you enjoyed. I'm so sorry that I was probably rambly and awkward and a lot of stopping and starting with the interruptions, but I hope you'll come back and I hope you enjoy. And from now on out, I'm just going to share my quick little knitting and then I'll be done. So if you're just here for cross stitch stuff, I'll see you next time. And if you're sticking around for knitting, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to show, I have 2 recent finishes and then I have 2 whips that I'm going to share today for knitting, and then that's it. So one of the 2 most recent finishes is this hat, which is not blocked. I don't block hats, sorry. I don't block socks either, which is my other finish. I'm like, they'll get washed and then they'll be fine. So anyway, this is the Graham hat by Jennifer Adams. It is knit in Aran weight Knit Picks yarn, which is discontinued. And I don't remember what it is. It's on my Ravelry page. My Ravelry is kaylagrayyyy. It's kaylagrayyyy with 4 Y's. So anyway, that's the hat. I knit it because my son is playing football this year, so we're going to be outside when it's cold. And I thought it was a good excuse to knit another hat. So there it is. My other finish, sorry, my daughter is standing right in front of me and being super distracting. Okay. My other finish is a pair of socks. This is just a vanilla sock. You know, it's not a pattern really. I did 60 stitches on 2.25 millimeter needles. This is, like I said, a self-striping yarn, Endless Summer. So it's the Felice sock yarn base in the colorway Endless Summer by Knit Picks. And I managed to, I mean, they were actually wound the same way, so I didn't even have to really try, but they actually match. They're like twins as far as the stripes go. I have knit using Felice, another sock pair. Wow, cool. I'm speaking like Yoda now. I'm just putting them in different words. I have knit another pair of socks using Felice in a different colorway, Animal Cookies, and they did not turn out like twins. So it doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. They're just on my feet and no one's noticing. But it's nice. These were just ones I had in my car. So when my daughter had gymnastics practice or my son had baseball or football, I could do that. So these are finished and eventually I'll start a new pair to just have. And like I said, they are not blocked because they're going to be on my feet. Okay, I have one more whip that's been taking me forever. Do you ever have those patterns where you're excited to have it, you like the product, you like how it's looking, but for whatever reason, you hate working on it or strongly dislike working on it? That's this pattern. I don't know what it is. And it's in a very fancy plastic bag. So please excuse the crinkling while I get it out. And it's getting close. I've been slowly but surely working on it. I think part of my issue is that it's a sweater. Okay, it's Novelli by Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knitworks. It's intended to be quite large. I mean, 10 inches of positive ease or something like that. Now, when I cast on, I don't think I did the full 10 inches of positive ease, so I picked a size below what would be 10 inches. Because I don't like how 10 inches of positive ease looks on me. Like I feel already top heavy because of, my body shape, my chest. So, it's just not, for me, I just don't feel like the best. I like ease, but it's just not 10 inches. Anyway, when I cast this on, I think I did go the size below, so it wouldn't be full 10 inches. Then I lost 20 pounds and I've kept pretty much all of it off. So it's going to be 10 inches of positive ease, probably at least, and I'm going to have to put it through the dryer or something. Let me show it to you instead of just talking about it. So here is how it's looking. This is, the bottom color work is Stroll from Knit Picks in white and navy. I think it's just called navy. And this pink is Hawthorne Kettle Dyed from Knit Picks in the colorway Arletta. I believe that's what it's called, Arleta. I have the one side completely done up to the ribbing, which will be like a 3 needle bind off with the other side for the shoulders. And then you're going to do something with the neckline a little bit and tiny little sleeves. And I am working on the second side, which is slow going, even though it's just back and forth stockinette. Like you'd think I could just get it together and do it, but it's taking me 100 years, but that's fine. I'll eventually get it. And I started a shawl yesterday. As if I have any business starting any projects between my cross stitch and what I currently have, the Novelli, but whatever. So I started this little shawl yesterday. It doesn't look like much, but there's a little garter stitch thing and stripes. And I started the first lace section. I should probably tell you what the shawl is called, right? This is Happy Place by NCL Knits. I purchased it on Ravelry. Again, this is a black and white photo because I printed it on the laser printer. And I'm using Madeline Tosh Merino Light. So it's like a single ply thing. I'm using it in Brick Dust and Dubrovnik. Sorry for my pronunciation. And these are the colors. Look how pretty. I'm very excited about these colors. I've never bought Madeline Tosh yarn before. I just always was like, it's too spendy, I'm always doing like knit picks or something I've found at a yard sale or whatever, but oh, I love these colors. And I bought with a gift card that I saved from Christmas. So anyway, that's my current whip. It's very, very little, but it will eventually look really cool. And that is all I have today. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.